Welcome to lesson 4 of the GarageBand lessons. Today we're learning to create using different features of the guitar. So we're focusing on the parts of the guitar and the sounds they make, as well as strumming, finger picking, those are techniques on the guitar, and then hopefully putting together a song with those techniques that we look at. So I am going to again create a new song on GarageBand. And this time, the first instrument I'm going to choose is a guitar. So I'm just going to tap on guitar. And it opens up in the smart guitar. And I am going to choose an acoustic guitar to begin with. We're going to use several different types of guitar for this lesson. So in the past couple of lessons, we've looked at chords and chord progressions. That's what we're going to start with. But we've been using them just like this. But we're going to look a little bit more at how actually on a real guitar you would maybe create the sound. If you've tried a real guitar, you'll know there's something called strumming. And strumming is going up and down on the strings. So I can go up and I can go down. And it creates roughly the same sound. But you notice if I slow it down, you can hear it going up and down. So different strumming patterns are made by how fast you do that, how many times you go up and down, and the order you do things. Today we're going to record something with that as our basis, our backing, and then we'll add some things over the top. So we're going to use C, G, and F. And the pattern I'm wanting is just a... Okay, so let's record this as our basis. I'm going to go into the settings again and I'm going to change the tempo to 100, and then I am going to click record. And we're trying to play to the little click. That click is called a metronome. It helps you keep in time. So you hear now I've recorded that piece of music to begin with. So the next step is going to be adding a little bit of a melody above. So I'm going to go to the bricks and I'm going to add a new guitar, again a smart guitar, and I'm going to change the voice this time to the roots rock guitar. And we're going to look at finger picking of chords. So there we were strumming. Now, if we look at what the actual guitar usually looks like, this looks like it here. Okay, and on a guitar like this, these are called frets, and you create chords by putting your fingers in the right place on a fret. So there's the chord of D, for example. But today we're going to use the smart feature, which means all the notes in here are linked, because if I play, they don't sound good together, so we would need to know exactly where the notes are on the guitar, but these ones all sound good together. So we're going to just play a little pattern over the top of what we've recorded. Okay, so so you heard that I played a little pattern here. If you find that you need to turn the volume down of the acoustic guitar, you can do that so that you hear what you're playing. And then let's go ahead, and every note needs to be within the C chord here, because the key of the music is C. I know we're playing other chords, but keep your notes in C. And let's try recording. Oh, I've done the mistake there. Here we go, back to the start and go. So you can play about and get a melody that you're happy with there. And now we're going to add another guitar in to this. So I'm going to use the plus icon, another smart guitar. This time we're going to go for the hard rock. So we've looked at a couple of techniques with the guitar there. We looked at strumming, finger picking, but now we're going to look at something called sustain. So an electric guitar is usually connected to an amplifier, and that means it can make the notes last longer. So if I choose a note here, you hear the note lasts for a long time. So we're going to be able to pick single notes. We're going to use this string. This string here. So you notice that on a guitar, the thicker strings are near the top of the guitar usually, and then the thinner strings are near the bottom. In our example, we're upside down, but the thinner ones are what we're going to use. So we're going to go from C to G to F. Let's go back to the start and let's record. Okay, so now we have added that sustain underneath. We might need to fiddle about with the different volumes. So the last thing we're going to do is add in a little bit of bass guitar. So I'm going to choose the plus icon and I am going to go to bass this time, and I'll choose smart bass. And I am just going to do an autoplay pattern this time. So I'm going to choose the Liverpool bass, and I am going to choose autoplay pattern 1, I think, and I will just change the chords in time. So I'm going to go back to the start, press record, and we're starting with C. So now we can look at the final piece of music. I can drag out the side bits so I can control the volume. I think the hard rock guitar needs to go right down. The acoustic could go up a little bit, and maybe the bass so you can hear it. And let's see how it sounds. Sounds quite good, I think. So You can, of course, keep it as it is, or we could go in here, and this is something that you can do, is you can actually change the tempo once you've written something. So I'm going to up the tempo to 120 beats per minute. Don't go ridiculously high, but let's hear what this sounds like now. So you could play about with that tempo, that's maybe a little bit fast for it. But there is a song using the guitars on GarageBand.